We will get started. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Makiko Tatsumi of Business Development Office of ATL. We hold the KGAP Plus special edition focusing on Canada today. KGAP Plus is a startup acceleration program conducted by ATL. Prior to this year's regular program, the special edition, we organize a series of events with our global partners to think about the post-pandemic trend and encourage startups and SMEs who challenge in difficult times. Okay, this event is co-hosted by IRAP, Industrial Research Assistance Program of NRC. NRC is a National Research Council of Canada. We have been collaborating with NRC for 2 years very strongly. Okay, and also JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization, co-hosted this event. In addition, the Embassy of Canada is supporting us. We are very glad at this collaboration. Thank you very much. Okay, let me show you today's agenda. Firstly, Dr. Suzuki from ATL will give a presentation about the KGAP Plus Special Edition. Next, Mr. Haberam from IRAP will talk about the NRC IRAP Japan program and the post-pandemic trends in Canada. Then, 5 Japanese companies will do reverse pitching. And followed by that, with IRAP's recommendation, 7 Canadian SMEs will present their technology and service. You will see a Q&A button at the bottom of the Zoom window. Please feel free to send a question and comment anytime during the webinar. Each presenter will answer it in the question and answers box by themselves. Okay, let's get started. First presentation is about KGAP special edition. The presenter is Dr. Suzuki, Executive Vice President and Head of Business Development Office of ATL.
Okay, good morning, everybody from Japan, and good morning for Canada. Thank you very much once again for joining this event today and for continuous support, Habi-san, and for participating in this event for 7 Canadian SMEs. I explain a little bit about KGAP Plus, special edition, and the main program. So first of all, I'd like briefly explain about basic data on COVID-19 in Japan. The total confirmed cases just surpassed 20,000 as of yesterday, I believe, and total deaths is 978, also as of 2 days ago. And Japan has declared state of emergency in April and lifted it in 1 month. And the governments requested us to stay at home and avoid 3 C's, closed spaces, and crowded places, and close contact setting. And this strategy seems working quite well because the number of newly confirmed cases had decreased continuously until the end of June. But we had a little bit anxious about the recent increase in newly confirmed cases, especially in Tokyo. But if you look at the number of critically ill and dead patients, the critically ill patients peaking at the end of April and continues to decrease up to 36 as of 2 days ago. And also the number of dead patients peaking at the beginning of May and reduces very much, and only 1 or 2 are finding newly recently. So we are anxious about the most recently is a very big rain and heavy rain and resulting landslide, but still the COVID-19 is the topic people are talking about. So the Japanese government now start to balancing the COVID-19 prevention and economic activities. So startups under the COVID-19 pandemic is, of course, very serious. They are losing opportunities in investments and collaborations because companies invested partnering reduces big sales and also start reviewing the business plan. So they lose the opportunity of, for instance, a POC together with Japanese companies. But this occasion is also the opportunities to find new things because changes caused by COVID-19 are irreversible. So we need to respond to these crises either by coping or creating, namely the doing all things in new ways or doing new things. So anyway, we need to do something new. To do so, I strongly believe global collaborations are essential as our collaboration between NLC and Japan and ATL. So people say we need to live, we need to do business in new normal. So this means human life and business will be changed in the words expressed in the words like personal, contact-free, decentralized, and digital transformation. And also, I believe the innovation will change, focusing on creating a society for human. And so the innovation will caused by the social issue inspired and not from the technology driven. And so I believe innovation will be created not in laboratories, but in real human life. So to achieve this, the objective of KGAP Plus Special Edition is first discuss and find a way to achieve innovations and human life and business in this tough era by meeting with supporters, partners, investors, and customers, and sharing and recognize collectively the current situation in business and human life. So this is a schedule of KGAP Plus special editions. We have a series of web events with our global partners that started in June 11th with Israel. And we are having a very busy week this week, starting with July 7th with New York City, Entrepreneurs Roundtable Accelerator. And yesterday we had the second part 2 of with Israel, Innovation Authority. Today we have similar events with Canada, NLC, Ireland. And next Monday, we'll have an event with Hong Kong, and maybe the week after next, we'll have a similar event with Barcelona, Activa. And on July 29th, we have a KGAP Plus Day in which 10 selected startups will be qualified for the KGAP Plus Batch 3. This is our main program. Together with 6 already selected Japanese startups. So we plan to start batch 3 July 28th and until October 28th, 2020. And we will have a demo day at the occasion of Kyoto Smart City Expo held in Keio Science City in October. And selected companies, maybe 5, we'll have a collaboration with Smart City Expo held in Activa, maybe online. So NLC, NLC Canada has one of our core partners together with Barcelona, Israel, and New York, and maybe the next target will be India. And in fact, we signed an agreement on cooperation with NLC in April last year in Ottawa at the occasion with 2 prime ministers standing behind us, your prime minister, Mr. Trudeau, and our prime minister, Mr. Abe. And we have also a collaboration with R&D section of NLC, and ATL has actually accepted more than 60 internships during the last 10 years. So Canada and Japan had a very strong connection between for the last 20 years. So a little bit about KGAP Plus main program. KGAP Plus is our acceleration program with 3 months period of time. And we set POC or pilot testing with Japanese companies and or hospitals as a goal. This is composed of online and offline programs. Maybe this year only online programs. And accessible to our global partners. And up to now, totally 19 startups has participated in the program, including 2 SMEs from Canada. For batch 1, we take selected startups to Barcelona. And for the batch 2, we take them, the selected startups to New York City to help to support expansion of their business, either in Barcelona and in New York. So here is a list of companies participated in batch 1, including 2 Canadian SMEs, iLab SMEs, Agility Technology and Proxylogica. And we had a demo day at the occasion of Kyoto Smart City Expo held in October last year. And we selected 4 startups and take them to Barcelona for Smart City Expo World Congress 2019. We had a booth and we had demo day there, and 100 people participated in the event. So as I mentioned, we set the POC with Japanese organizations as a goal for our acceleration program. And actually, the 8 startups have started are planning POCs with Japanese organizations. Here are 4 examples of POCs which the startups have achieved. For instance, together is the Israel startups. They made a POC with Gakken Toshi Hospital. It's a core hospital of Keio Science City in music therapy for patients with dementia. And it worked quite well, so we did press release together for these POCs. So we had a booth in Barcelona City, Smart City Expo with Kyoto Prefecture, and our global partner in Barcelona, Barcelona Activa, did a very good job and setting 22 B2B meetings for 4 startups coming from Keio Science City. So these startups are very satisfied with the result, so they scored full marks, 5 out of 5. So here is also the list of startups for batch 2. And Canadian SMEs, Agility and Proxylogica took part in continuingly this KGAP Plus second batch. And we had a demo day in Osaka, the center of Osaka, at the occasion of Innovation Stream Kansai 2019 in December. And one of the Canadian SME, Proxylogica, was selected with other 4 startups and taken to New York City for ELA 1-week bootcamp. We had also the booth to show your products and services to participate for the participants of this event. So here is also the list of examples of POC accomplished in KGAP Plus Batch 2. During the 3 months, 7 startups have started or planning POCs, and other 2 startups have established their business models. So one of Canadian SME, Proxylogica, did a POC, planning a POC with Japanese companies for vertical farming. So 5 startups are selected, were taken to New York City to have a very tough 1-week special bootcamp 2020 with ELA. This is one of the biggest accelerator in New York City. We have been collaborating with them during the last 3 or 4 years. And they have the pitching training and the mentoring, group mentoring or either solo mentoring, and workshops and the demo day. Unfortunately, also New York had started expansion of COVID-19 in this week. So the demo day was made in a little bit smaller scale than the neighbor, but we had more than 30 people coming, and startups are very satisfied with the result. So what we try to achieve is a kind of a two-dimensional relationships. We're acting Keihana Science City as a hub. So for instance, the Canadian startups can find investors or partners, not only in Japan, but also countries like Barcelona or Israel or USA. So in 5 years, we'll have big events in Kansai area, including Keihana Science City, Expo 2025. I hope the COVID influence has been finished at this time. So we are requested to exhibit state-of-the-art technology, but also the POC and the pilot testing in real life of human. So an ATL and Keihana Science City acting a very major role in Expo 2025. So you may be able to also collaborate with this event together with Keihana Science City and ATL. So finally, I'd like to thank once again co-hosted organization, National Research Council of Canada, ILAP, and also a cooperation partner with Embassy of Canada to Japan. Okay, thank you very much, and I want to enjoy your pitching very much. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Suzuki. Okay, next we welcome Mr. Harvey Lam from Canada. He is an industrial technology advisor of IRAP NRC. Yeah, he will talk about NRC IRAP Japan program and the post-pandemic trend in Canada today. Are you ready, Harvey?
Yes, do you see my screen?
Yes, very good. Go ahead.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Harvey Lam with the National Research Council of Canada. So I'm just going to talk for about 15 minutes and kind of split it in two sections, and going to be starting out with the overview of our organization. And then afterward, I will talk about pandemic and the trends in Canada. So NRC IRAP is one division inside of NRC. And this division is Canada's largest funding organization for early stage companies. So this means we have connections to a lot of companies. We fund 3,000 companies, startups, usually startups, and small and medium-sized enterprises. So this adds up to about 350 million of funding every year from the Canadian government. And through the years, since we started in 1947, we have a very large database of companies, about 70,000 Canadian companies in our database. So how does this operation work? We rely heavily on our NRC advisors located across Canada. We have 250 of them, and they talk to all the companies that get funding. We have a very personal relationship with them, and before they get funding, they are evaluated very closely. So there's a lot of information that we have on those companies. NRC as a whole has a budget of about $1 billion, and as I mentioned, 350 million of that goes to NRC IRAP. And I mentioned that the advisors have close relationships with all the companies, and this is because they're located across the country. As you can see in these yellow triangles, there's 130 locations in all the major city centers across Canada. This amounts to 4,000 employees in NRC's total, but as I mentioned, the advisors are 250 in count. So inside of NRC IRAP, we have IRAP International. This allows for our Canadian companies to reach out to companies around the world for collaboration projects. So you can see here we had done projects with Europe, many European countries, and parts of Asia, South America, South Africa. And in Japan is a new program that just started last year. And the key to our program here is our partners. So as you can see, as you know, we partner with ATR, and also Nedo is a major partner of ours. There are other partners as well, Japanese corporations that we work with. So the real key to what we're trying to do here is accelerate open innovation. So we want to work with our partners in Japan and major corporations to have our Canadian SMEs connect with the partners. So this starts out with scouting. We scout with our partners to find appropriate Canadian startups and SMEs to match the needs of our partners. And the next stage could possibly be missions to Japan for meetings and further development. Now, this is last year's developments, but currently we're doing this online as we're having now. In the end, we want to do POC funding. We want to support our Canadian startups to do POCs with our partners. And this helps to reduce the risk of our partners, which includes major corporations, to partner with Canadian SMEs. I'm going to talk a little bit more about our partnership with Nedo. So we do have a funding collaboration, and it started this year. This allows for the Canadian SMEs to have some R&D projects with Japanese corporations. So we're looking for projects in almost every technology area except for nuclear and pharmaceutical. And basically the projects are technical focus, and they must benefit for technical cooperation, which means increased knowledge, commercial application, and so forth. So NRC IRAP funds the Canadian SME side, and Nedo funds the Japanese side, which can include major large corporations. I just want to give you an example of what some past successes of in our international program. So you can see on the left here some of the Canadian SMEs that have partnered with some large corporations internationally. But the main point here is the results are really commercial focused. So we see a lot of these partnerships resulted in commercial launch. You can see a variety of these commercial successes here. So there are no Japanese companies here, but this is our goal going forward. So I just want to point out that we do have an office in Tokyo. It's led by Mr. Sasaki-san. He's the former CTO of Fujitsu and located very close to Tokyo Station, you can see here. So the main point of the office is we're really out there looking for Japanese corporations interested to scout and work with Canadian SMEs. And also, it's a key starting point for us. You know, we have research centers across Canada as well, and we're looking for Japanese corporations that could collaborate with us. So going on to the second portion of this discussion, the pandemic and the trends in Canada. NRC IRAP, we have our own internal policy of work from home until further notice. We also have developed some programs for SMEs, both domestically and internationally. So we have an innovation assistance program that's provided $250 million to 3,000 companies in all sectors. That program was announced just a couple of months ago, and we've already completed the contracts with 3,000 plus companies. And also for international collaborations, really focused on COVID. So we've got, for example, infection prevention, vaccines, and disease tracking. The point is, we're collaborating with various European countries. So here's an overview trend of the COVID situation in Canada. We've had travel restrictions since middle of March, and this included school closures as well as closing the Canada-US border. And most of the non-essential businesses were closed at this time. And that was before the daily cases of COVID has increased. So from then, we've increased it, but we've managed to slow it down and have the daily COVID cases decrease. And since middle of May, we've had stage 1 opening, some businesses open in restaurants. And then stage 2, very recently, where more businesses open, we have larger gatherings, and schools have started to open. Now, stage 3 would be pretty much fully open. We don't know when that's going to happen. And the main point here is it very depends on the province. So here's a perspective compared to other countries. Our closest neighbor in the US has an increasing case of a total COVID. And you can see here, just for your reference, compared to Japan. I think a better comparison would be the per 100,000 case. So we have Canada, it's slightly high, but we've managed to level it off. Now the question is, are we ready to open? I guess time will tell. Some other trends that we can look at, whether we decide to open or not, would be market trends. So you can see here, at the top, some unfortunate situations where retail sales have declined very drastically, very slowly coming back, but still very down. Unemployment is extreme. But on the other side, we have our business confidence is quite high and gone up. And in the stock market, Toronto Stock Exchange, very similar to the US, we've seen it come up. So the question is what's driving this? And what is the direction? Are we going into a positive formation from now? I think part of the drivers are a lot of Canadian government funding support for COVID. So you can see here, there's significant support for wage subsidy for workers in general that have lost their jobs. And then you have students and families with children, seniors, even fish harvesters, fish farming, fishing, and so forth. And then we have here NRC IRAP Innovation Assistance, which I mentioned earlier. And there's even more. There's 25 plus more programs. There's a lot of support for this. That could be a driver of what's happening in the market right now. Over 200 billion has been spent to date by the government. So what's driving the trends? Why are people optimistic? Here are some post-pandemic trends we're looking at. Are we going back to the old normal? No, very likely not. The remote work habits will continue. And after the government programs end, we believe that there's going to be some major credit and cash challenges coming. So we must prepare for this. One of the reasons why we're here today, and an important point, is international partnerships will not go away. We need to look at open innovation where we can increase efficiencies, and this means cutting costs and figuring out how to do the same amount of work for less resources. Eventually, we believe that most companies become tech companies or require digital transformation. So the key here is what the key overarching information is for digital transformation. Inside of this, we're going to focus on remote work, remote commerce, industrial automation, transportation, and human health. You should note that these are not new technology trends, but these are existing trends that have always existed for years, and these trends will be moving faster. So if you look at the data here for Canada, most Canadians believe that they're going to have some sort of work from home after the pandemic. Only 36% think they're going to go back to their place of work. So we believe that the current situation is really only the first phase of remote focused digital transformation. We see that the full potential could be telepresence. Now this could refer to technologies which allows people to feel as if they were present, or give the appearance of being present. So you can see perhaps AR, VR to enable remote guidance and maintenance. And also this includes other sectors, not just in the office, education, in schools, for example, travel, and sports. And this increased interconnectivity pushes demand for IoT, AI, and of course, cybersecurity. Another trend is in transportation. You can see this data here in Canada that, even though we're starting to open up, the transit demand is really far off from what it was last year. So this could be a number of reasons, but one of them could be fear of public transport to keep personal space. Another trend would be on-demand delivery. This includes delivery drones and also autonomous vehicles. This has been in development for years, but we believe that this will accelerate, and the need for personal transport will accelerate with the need for social distancing. Another major trend I want to talk about is industrial automation. So we've had limitations of factory closures, and you can see in this data here, manufacturing sales decline up to -40%. And we have a movement towards automation as we have shutdowns. We want to limit workers at factory sites, and we're having issues, for example, closures in food factories, which would really gain from using automation. Also, automation could result in cost reduction. As we see government handouts reduce, we're becoming a cash-limited society. So we see an opportunity in turnkey manufacturing solutions. This means packaged solutions for customers. Another trend is in human health. We're going to see here, as we see, that the investments has been greater than ever. In the Q1 and Q2 of 2020, we've had much greater investments in worldwide health innovation as compared to previous years. And again, it's focused on digital. This will be in telemedicine, remote healthcare, tracking, contact tracing, wearables, and AI for detection. So I want to tie this all together into the companies that are presenting to you today. We have Soltaire in both transportation and remote work sector, focusing on how if your car could hear. OVA is an AR VR, Nano Precise, Doctor for your equipment. Novark, robotic welding. Deep Light, an AI for machine vision. IPS is digitalization of your documentation automatically. Blue Ink is in cybersecurity for payments and etc. So this concludes my my discussion and introduction for NRC IRAP and Canada's trends in COVID. If you have any questions, please let me know, and my email is here. Also, you can connect to me through ATR and the KHANA Research Center. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Habe-san. Okay, it was a very interesting presentation. Yeah, if you have any question or comment, please send it to the Q&A window. Okay, next we will have a presentation from Japanese companies. Today, kindly, 5 Japanese companies are joining us today, and they are interested in the collaboration with Canada. Okay, the first, TOA Corporation. Yeah, Habe-san, would you please finish your screen? Yeah. Okay. So, Toa-san, please start screen sharing.
Yes.
Okay, it's coming. Okay.
Can you see the slide?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Good evening and good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of presentation. I will introduce our companies and technical needs. So we are a manufacturer of sound equipment. TOA is formerly TOA, but to call TOA is no problem. We are a very old company, 86 years old. Our headquarters is in Kobe. Shortly about me, I am Satoshi Miyata, engineer majored in acoustic signal processing, software engineer. And now I'm in charge of technical market research. So I'm searching for new technologies for our company. Back to our company. In 1934, this is our first product. This is microphone. And we have developed speakers, megaphones, standalone sound equipment. And the turning point is 1968. The fire incident in the famous Japan Arima Spring, almost 30 people were died. So we have started to develop the emergency broadcast system in the facilities to tell the people there is a fire. Please evacuate. So this is our current business. The company's value is smiles for the public. We have products of sound. It is not for consumers, but for the public. Our business is audio notifications for the public spaces. Based on the emergency announce system, we provide the BGM or announce system. For example, airports or train stations or factories or schools, all over, all in the facilities. Not in Japan, our business is all over the world. And about R&D, we have developed very in-house. But now I think we need to collaborate with startups or universities which have new technologies. So why? Because we draw a future of the communication. Now our business is to fill the public space with sound. But in the future, we have to, I think we have to deliver the necessary sound only to those who need it. So we have to know where the people are and how the people are. Conditions are health conditions or situations or language or many informations. So technical needs, as a professional manufacturer of communication, already we have application field public space, and we have technologies of very legacy acoustic speakers and microphones. And I know that Canadian companies are very strong for AI and data analysis. So I'm expecting to connect to the Canadian companies which have technologies of AI or data analysis, including blockchain. Thank you for taking time. Please contact me by email. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Please finish. Okay. Next, we welcome TIS. Please. Okay, it's coming.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you for having time to the reverse pitch. I will show what our company is doing and what kind of startups we are expecting from Canada. So first, my name is Kenga Okamoto. I'm the producer of Incubation Center. My mission is creating new business through open innovation. This is my email, so I appreciate the contact me. Our company is a IT system integrator. It was established in 1971, so more than 50 years. We are the most biggest IT company in Japan. Our headquarters is in Tokyo, but there are many offices in Japan, also in global. We also have an office in America, in California, in Silicon Valley, and other global offices mostly in Asia. More than 3,000 customers are using our IT service, and the range of industries such as finance and manufacturing, distribution, and public. So most of all the industries we cover in Japan. This is a graph of sales composition in each industry. We cover all the industry in Japan, but most of us, our customers in finance. The credit card is most biggest customers in credit cards is JCB and bank. Most of all the bank in Japan is our customers, and insurance company. So this is the graph of our customers. So we expect the service and new technology from Canada is like this industry range we expect. And we also are been investing startups, more than maybe 30 to 40 companies in these 3 years. This is a portfolio of the kind of startups we are invested. Most of the we are interested in AI and also robo and fintech. We are having, this is all the Japanese startups, but we are started to invest in global companies also. So thank you very much for time to pitch. Please contact me. My email was in the first slide. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, next we will have a presentation from Kyocera.
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Me?
Please start the screen sharing.
Okay. Oh, just a moment, please.
No problem. Today, we have around 50 attendees. Yeah, in Japan, it's time 10:15. Thank you for coming from in the morning. Okay, Kyocera-san, yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all safe and having a pleasant day. It's a great pleasure to make the presentation to all of you on what Kyocera is, has been, or would like to be, in order that it may help you get to know us better. And I'm Masano Shida, and I work for Kyocera Global Collaboration Office. Kyocera was established in 1959, 61 years ago. Total revenue is now over 1.6 trillion yen, and overseas sales is over 50% of our total revenue. We now have 286 group companies and over 76,000 employees all over the world. The head office located in beautiful and lovely city, I think Kyoto. And we have one of our R&D center here in Keihano. Our history began in 1959 with Panasonic used our very first product, a ceramic insulator called the U-shaped calcima, as their television picture tubes. So Kyocera has started as a ceramics parts manufacturing company. Then we have been expanding our business areas. And now, after 61 years, we are covering business areas of components, equipment, and system with products and others shown here. And those include service business as well. But the recent business environment requires us to take a new look at the way we've been doing business in the market. As IoT technology expands into our daily lives, Kyocera products and services continue to find new and innovative applications. Our four principal markets are: first, information and communications that connect people and devices. Second, automotive to make vehicles smarter, safer, and more eco-friendly. Third, energy and environment to contribute to a more sustainable society. And medical and healthcare, where Kyocera products help to ensure longer, happier, and healthier lives. By focusing our strengths on the above markets, we will continue to develop not only highly valuable products, but services. Those can support a more comfortable and sustainable world. Then, to wrap up my talk, I would like to say again that we need to take a new look at the way we've been doing it in the market. In order to do that, we strongly believe that collaboration between you and us is the key. And that would make your business successful and bring us a new and fruitful way to achieve our goal as well. Let's get to know each other and then discuss how we can collaborate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was Kyocera. Okay, next, Toshiba Tech Corporation.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How about slide?
Not coming yet. Yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry.
no problem.
Okay. Okay. May I speak that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much join this session. And I'm very happy to join this River Speech Day. I'm Seiji Katsumata. I'm in charge of business development in Business Innovation Center in Toshiba Tech. Today, I would like to explain about approach to open innovation of Toshiba Tech Corporation. Toshiba Tech Corporation is a global company and head office in Tokyo. Establishment is 1950, so we are 70 years old company. Net sales is about 5 billion yen, and about 20,000 employees are working so far. Our vision is to be solution partner that solve issues at the customer site, starting from stores and offices. And we have 4 business domains. Retail solution. It is a solution business of retail information system, such as point of sales. Target customers are supermarket, convenience store, shopping center, apparel, and restaurant. This domain is the #1 market share in Japan. Next is the printing solution. It is digital multifunction printer used in office. Target customers are government office or private office, school, and store. Next printing solution is Auth ID system using barcode and RFIDs. Customers are manufacturing plant, warehouse, office, and store. Last one is inkjet solution. It is head manufacturing for large inkjet printers. Customers are printer manufacturers. Regarding new business creation, we already executed several functions and processes internally, which are research and sourcing for startup company, and accelerator program, we call it TTAP. And we have a CVC fund for investment to startup company to create new business. To expand our solution business and core business, we set our basic strategy as focusing, recurring, and subscription business, data service business, logistics and manufacturing domain. Following this strategy, we are searching and sourcing startup company in 6 themes. #1, new shopping experience. It is a retail tech realizing frictionless service solution that extend over shops and e-commerce. #2, digital technology. It measures the effect of sales promotion content that maximize sales and creates sales promotion content for optimal signage and pop. #3, improving telework environment. It is for an environment that can respond to diversification of work style using new technology. #4, logistic warehouse business efficiency. By using image recognition or RFID, realize visualization of operation and labor saving. It will lead to reduction of workload and mistake. #5, utilization of inkjet technology. It is linked with inkjet printing, achieves drawing, repair, and modeling on any object surface. #6, sharing economy. It is various sharing service that support the business launch, such as retail, manufacturing, logistic business, and also support the sales improvement, including cost reduction. And we think we are able to provide several merits for startup company, which are customer research, test marketing, PR effect, and scale-up support. That's all today's explanation about Toshiba Tech Corporation. I'm looking forward to meeting you in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, the last company is Daiwa House Industry. It is Daiwa House Kogyo. Okay.
大和ハウス未来競争センターの菅野と申します。本日ですが、我々が考えるアフターコロナ、ウィズコロナにおける暮らしの変化と、そこに必要なソリューションについてご説明させていただきます。
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sugano from the Future Co-Creation Center of Daiwa House Industry. Today, I would like to explain our thoughts about the changes in lifestyle within and after COVID-19 and the required solutions.
まず最初に大和ハウス工業について説明します。私たち大和ハウス工業は、人町暮らしの価値競争グループを目指して、住まいや物流倉庫の建設からまちづくりまで様々な事業を手掛けています。
At first, I would like to briefly talk about our company. Daiwa House Group aims to co-create value for individuals, communities, and people's lifestyles. and we are engaged in various businesses from housing, commercial constructions like logistics warehouses, and also we do community development.
私たちは今回のコロナ禍で今後起こりうる暮らしの変化の仮説として次のようなことを考えています。
So with this time's COVID-19 crisis, we've made a following hypothesis on how people's lifestyle might change in the future.
それは人との無駄な接触を避けるために暮らしのオンライン化あるいはリモート化が進み、その結果としてこれまで大都市へ一極集中であった居住地が郊外や地方へ分散するということです。
Okay, that is, in order to avoid unnecessary contact with others, people will spend more of their lives online and do things remotely. And as a result, the residential areas that were concentrated in large cities before will be dispersed in the suburbs or rural areas.
つまり、これまで仕事や学校に縛られていた居住地の選択に自由度が増し、これまでとは異なる基準で居住地選択がなされるという仮説です。
So in other words, there is going to be more freedom in choosing where you live, which was previously restrained by your workplace or school, and that people would be choosing their residence by different standards from before.
その中で私たちは皆がどこにいても様々なサービスを便利に利用できる環境が求められていると考えています。
So in that situation, we believe that it is required to have an environment where anyone can conveniently use various types of services anywhere you are.
例えば、住生活、健康医療、仕事や教育に関するサービスなどです。
For example, services that are related to living, health and medical care, work, and education.
実現のためにはこういったサービスをワンストップで利用できるソリューションが必要だと考えています。
In order to create such environment and achieve this goal, I believe that it is required to have a comprehensive solution to provide each service as a one-stop service.
ここで私たちがイメージしているサービスの概要を説明します。例えば、住まい探しに関するサービスです。
Okay, now let me share with you our image of service overview. For instance, on the left side is a service related to finding houses.
オンライン化や AI を活用し、物件のリコメンドから確認、契約まで実行できるものです。事前に登録しているユーザー情報に基づいて、個人の好みや家族構成に最適化されたサービスです。
So an online and AI will let you do all process from receiving recommendations, confirmations, and making contracts of properties. This is an optimized service based on your personal preference or family structures and other user informations registered in advance.
続いて、医療に関するサービスです。遠隔診療はもちろん、症状に合わせて適切な病院や医師の選択、さらには薬の配送まで可能なサービスです。患者は直接移動しなくても利用することができます。
And the other example on the right side is about a medical service. It is a service that allows not only a remote medical treatment, but also help you find a right hospital and doctor based on your medical conditions or symptoms. And furthermore, medicines will be delivered to you. Patients no longer need to move and go see a doctor.
最後に、我々が求めるサービスプラットフォームのソリューションに必要な特徴について説明します。大きく6つです。
Finally, I would like to explain the required features for a service platform solutions we are expecting. There are mainly 6 features.
まずは、利用料の決済や申し込み等に関する機能です。続いて、ユニバーサルな優れたユーザーインターフェース。次に、ユーザーとのワンオンワンでも利用可能なコミュニケーション機能です。
First is a function related to payment of usage fees that also include application procedures. Second is a universal and excellent user interface. Third is a communication function that also enable one-to-one communication between users.
次に、高いデータセキュリティ。さらに、他サービスなどとの連携を含めた拡張性。最後に、個人に最適化された予測モデルです。
Okay, fourth is a high data security. Fifth is a scalability that allows to easily link to the other services. And further last is a prediction model optimized for individuals.
特にこのような特徴や機能を包括的に備えたソリューションが必要と考えています。
And especially, we think we need a comprehensive solution that covers all these features and functions.
以上、アフターコロナを見据え我々が描く仮説と求めるソリューションについてご説明させていただきました。ありがとうございます。
Okay, I have explained the hypothesis after COVID-19 crisis and the solution we are looking for. This is all for my presentation, and thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Daiwa House Industry. Okay, next, maybe this is your main component. We will have a pitching from Canadian SMEs. The first is over.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay.
I'm going to share right now my screen. And today's a good day because I'm going to talk about OVA. And my name is Harold Demir. I'm the CEO and founder, and how our product StellarX is using artificial intelligence to build virtual world. It all started, just a quick story, in 2014 when Lockheed Martin came to us and asked us to do a virtual reality submarine. Back then it was quite hard. And by programming this VR submarine, we discovered that it was a challenge. And so we decided to create our own 3D content creation tool. So when you put your VR headset or your augmented reality headset as well, you can have access to a library of 3D objects of your own. And you can drag and drop them and create your own immersive world to showcase what you have to show to your client or your partners. Also, to add up interaction, because you don't want to be inside a static world, I mean, virtually speaking, we have created a visual scripting node system where you can connect nodes between each other. And then by doing so, easily you can create and add up interaction. The end result, it's an interactive system where you can design things, collaborate, remotely see other kind of space that people have created. And you can, educate, train, sales through it. So it's really a horizontal platform that will answer any kind of vertical needs in different niches. Actually, it's not a single usage platform. You can collaborate with others through avatars. So this is the collaboration example, where you can talk with an avatar in Tokyo and with myself in Montreal, for example. That was released for the Royal Canadian Navy. Also about Japan, recently we were there in February 2020, so right before the COVID-19 crisis. We were able to see our partner in Nara Institute, and actually this partnership goes back to 2018. Also, we were lucky enough to visit the Kiana Science City when we were there at the same time to see if there was some collaboration potential ones. And also we signed a contract on the same trip with Nikon. I cannot go into the specific, but it's all around connecting a technician that works with microscope to our software, which will enable them to do remote collaboration and remote assistance. We got this opportunity because we were in the selected SME for the Innovation Leaders Summit in last October, where we had a booth. We work with different verticals such as healthcare, military, and aerospace, where we use augmented reality technology in our software to do object detection, which is actually funded by Scale AI. And for those who don't know Scale AI, it's a Canadian AI supercluster, and that was done with Bombardier. We have also an artificial intelligence recommendation system, which is based on a machine learning technique that is called voxelization. And with that, we can recommend what will be the best objects that people can use in VR or in AR. And that's some example that I have for you, that how we use augmented reality in aerospace. That's another example of how public security of Quebec, so policemen, firemen, and paramedics are using VR to train with our system. Also, this is more specific to the firemen, where they will use it to train and rehearse on dangerous situations associated with fires. Other kind of stuff that people have been building with our tool is for example, knowing how to maintain or repair a plane engine, for example. Another one about that was done with Walmart back in the day. So how people will also, purchase stuff in the future and look at, for example, a virtual watch. So all you see was done by the end user using StatRx. So collaboration is a key. We believe in open innovation, and that actually reward us with some award. We're also in the Canadian Technology Acceleration Program in Tokyo. So as soon as COVID is gone, we can go back and travel back to Tokyo. So if you think about Lego and Minecraft, that enables anyone to be able to be a content creator. So we believe that OVA for the professional is the path to content creation. So also I believe that education will be done all in this kind of immersive world where retention and attention level is much more higher. So if you have any question about our product, please don't hesitate to contact me directly or visit our website. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you very much. Yeah, again, if you have any question to the company, so please send it by the Q&A box. The companies will answer shortly. Okay, the next presenter, intelligent project solutions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay.
Let me know if it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, sure. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Daniel Zhang. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the Intelligent Project Solutions. We do one thing. We're trying to apply AI technology for engineering to meet your digital transformation needs. The company is using the AI technology, trying to read and understand drawings, documents, and incorporate with 3D models for three type of applications: for digital transformation, for automation of engineering design, and also we're trying to use that in the future for the knowledge management. We're typically working for the industry type of clients, whether it's being oil and gas, chemical, environment, or manufacturing for those industry type of applications. And the company is relatively young. It's less than 2 years. We're based in Vancouver, Canada, and we have teams now in India, China, and Europe, about 30 people. And but in a very short period of time, we already been connecting globally. We have partners globally in Asia, in Europe, and also we have clients all over the world. COVID-19 had short period of time had impact to us, mostly because impacting interrupt of our clients. But in reality, is actually COVID-19 is accelerating digital transformation needs globally. I think earlier you mentioned about the need for remote work, remote access. We think our clients have challenged during the COVID-19. They couldn't access their information remotely. They couldn't actually even access their manufacturing remotely. So what do we need? So in the area of engineer automation, or smart manufacturing, asset management, digital twin, IoT, we work for those kind of applications together for digital transformation. The challenge of those digital transformation is for any manufacturing, for any operation company, or even the company in other areas. One of the cases, we have a lot of historical data. Those historical data are in documents, basically on paper, scanned, or PDF files. When you're doing your digital transformation, how you can be able to access those data, digitalize them, abstract those data from those engineers or operation information is a challenge. As for now, most of digital transformation projects we have been working with, they are being done manually. So what we do, we're trying to use AI to be able to digitalize engineering drawings and documents, abstract those data out, then we can do the digital data transfer or migration. In many cases, we're actually using that information also to create a digital work process to replace all your manual work during that process. So that can be applied for your operation of the manufacturing, or if you are moving into a smart manufacturing for Industry 4.0, or in many cases, what our use case is actually helping you to accelerate your design and engineering process for a new project. And for now, so what we're looking at, our products released end of last year. We have been piloting this, and now in a commercial phase. We have group of products. First off is the drawings, which we use image processing process to digitalizing your drawings and abstract data out. Then we have application using AI to able to digitalizing your document, especially in your form type of documents, data sheet, extract data out for different purpose. Then we integrate our drawings and the documents solution together to build a digital work process. For example, to building your digital twins, doing the engineer automation, and also for commissioning or maintenance programs. A very simple thing like this, if you have a historical drawing, you actually need to digitalize from paper or PDF files. And from what you can see on the screen, this is about 7-8 seconds of the work. But if you are using that for your digital transformation, very often you want to recreate that into a digital format. Typically, the manual work would take about a minimal 8 to 10 hours per drawings. So what we do is we actually trying to use that technology to drastically reduce the time you digitalize your historical information. So for example, a typical manufacturing facility we deal with in a small chemical or petrochemical type of manufacturing facility, you will see you will see about over 1,000 drawings, 10,000 documents. If you're using AI technology, we'll actually save you at least 5 to 6 months of digitalization, over $1 million. Those are the companies we're working. You can see on the top are the Japanese company we're been working with. Those are very large engineering company in Japan and the manufacturing. So we actually is in finalizing a co-development work with Toyota. We also is doing a pilot project with GGC. We're doing a pilot project with Mitsubishi Compressor. Also, we have done pilot works with Toyo Engineering. There are other very large global companies where we're in discussion. So actually, COVID-19 we see a peak of demand since May. We have over 200 inquiries in just 2 months for digital transformation needs. So those are the global companies we have been partnered with for different technologies. Those are digital twin companies. Those are the data management, 3D scans, machine learnings, and there are certain very large strategic type of partner we've been working closely with. So company is moving from a digitalization to a design automation. We're trying to build AI engineers to be able to automate certain engineering design. And eventually company is moving to a digital platform. We can totally digitalize our engineer design process to move into more automation. So what are we looking at? Obviously, we're trying to using our AI technology for the digitalization or digital transformation need. Yes, the technology now, our clients are very focused in the manufacturing. I think some technology will fundamentally be same for other needs. And we're looking at partners to develop our co-development AI technology and solutions for specific challenges in the industry. And we have been working with operations, engineering, digitalization partners. So what we want to do is we're trying to use AI technology to accelerate your digital transformation. So if you want, so you can visit us on the website. I'll leave my contact here, and please talk with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Next, nanoprecious. Okay, it's coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello all, we are NanoPrecise iCorp. Thanks for this opportunity and hope everyone is well. So we truly automate prescriptive maintenance for industrial machines using software and hardware. Our hardware is called Machine Doctor and the software is Rotation Life. We are funded by NRC, IRAP and MIT. And some of these names that you see from Japanese companies are either we are working with or in talks with. So we are a 2.5 years old company, have 2 offices, one in Canada, one in India, 26 employees. We have around $1 million in sales annual recurring revenue for an investment of $2.5 million. So these are our distribution partners. And for Japan, we have Sanyo Trading, although we do not have any exclusivity with them. So these are our customers, mostly in 5 different areas: oil and gas, pharma, mining and metals, fertilizer and renewables. And we also work with some OEMs like Schaeffler and Sulzer. So what are we really trying to solve? Unwanted downtime is a $100 billion issue. And especially because of this COVID-19 and social distancing, worksite personnel has reduced, exacerbating this particular issue. But there are some solutions, but as per Cisco study, 75% of the existing solutions have failed or have not been able to provide those returns. And the reasons are either due to data inaccuracy or inappropriate data, which further leads to inaccuracy in the analytics, which leads to delayed implementation. Our solution at one of our customer site provided $200,000 in unwanted, downtime savings just for a cost of $2,500 per month when we monitored equipments with a capital cost of $1 million. So it's basically like an insurance policy. So our sensor, which is unique in a way that at least what I have not seen any other sensor that can measure vibration, acoustic, temperature, RPM, humidity, and the current or magnetic flux, all with one sensor. And it has all the required certifications, including Zone 0. And so once the sensor is installed on the machine, the sensor data is correlated with the machine data, and automated analytics happen on the cloud, and any notifications are sent to email or text. So how are we actually special? So basically, it's our philosophy behind how we do these analytics, starting with anomaly detection with acoustic and temperature, and then we use RPM and vibration to really find out which particular component inside a machine is having a problem, and then trending its severity and predicting in how much time the user should take an action before actually a failure happens. So we considered all the possible risks to our business and different industries because it's a huge market. And I'm glad to tell that we have resolved almost all of the problems. And that's why we can say that be it any industry, we are open for deployment of this technology. We have compared ourselves to some of the major, established brands like GE, Emerson, ABB, SKF, and I can confidently say and have been proved at the customer side, and we have the validation results that due to the better data accuracy and high quality data and high quality analytics, we are able to provide better results proven at the site. More than 95% of our customers have converted from pilot to contracts. We have around 2,000 sensors installed, generating about $78,000 of monthly recurring revenue. Average contract size is 1 year. And by the end of this year, we are hoping to reach $125,000. But honestly, we might be able to reach that by the end of September or October itself. This is our powerful management team led by myself, and then we have a VP of Business Development, Graham Kavulka, who comes with experience in Siemens and General Electric, Libin Liu, who is a PhD in condition monitoring, and Dan Malik, who is a contract CFO and has experience with PwC. We have a really solid board of directors led by Brian Craig, who is a very famous investor in Canada, and a very powerful technical advisory group. These have maximum publications and condition monitoring and all over the world. So what we are really asking is, a partner for Eureka Global Star program, so that we can launch, an energy harvesting version of our sensor, because that's the only thing which we see as one small limitation in our, whole solution. Apart from that, we are raising equity because last 2 months have been, we have seen the orders which we have not seen in the last 1 year. So COVID-19 is really helping us. We are looking for partners for POC in Japan, and also looking to some partners in Japanese media. Thank you.
Maki-san, you're muted.
Sorry. Thank you for your assistance. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Nano Precious. Okay, next, Deep Light.
Okay,
Okay, it's your turn.
it's my turn. Okay.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Great. Well, Hajime Mashite, it's a pleasure to meet everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to present Deep Light. I have my best buddy here with me, Renji, but unfortunately he can't speak, so I'll have to go through the slides. But to kick things off, so Deep Light, as the company name suggests, we're focused 100% on deep learning AI models and making them lighter, optimizing them so that they can run either more cost efficiently in the cloud, but predominantly within edge devices. As a quick intro to the company, so we're based in the fantastic AI hub of Montreal in Canada. And we're still relatively small as a company, early stage startup, but we've had fantastic market recognition in a short space of time. For example, with CB Insights being selected as one of the AI 100. And I think we were one of the smallest early stage startups to be selected in that category. And we've already had some interest from Japanese customers. So no, contracts in place yet, but a lot of business development momentum. And you can see some of the brands there that have already expressed interest. And that was coming out of shows like CES earlier this year. So the challenge that I think AI in general is facing from a deep learning perspective and broad scale is, when we talk about deep learning, we're really focused on machine computer vision type models. So if you think about the abundance of cameras that are out there, whether it's in manufacturing, autonomous cars, IoT devices, they're looking to run these computer vision type models, video, audio, image, and they're large models. They're process heavy, and a lot of the hardware that's running on these devices is very limited. The second thing on top of that is when you're trying to run these models at the edge as well, yes, there are different options out there, some open source options and different inference techniques, but it has a big impact on the accuracy of the model as well. So again, when we're talking about AI and having a good experience, you want to maintain that accuracy. And then from a cost perspective, there's a lot of AI models, deep learning models that are being run in heavy data centers, cloud, and that's great because that's got the compute power, but there's a cost associated with that as well. And there's also a cost in the time it's taking to develop these models as well, develop them, test, and then you want to launch them on the edge device. And typically companies are running into a lot of roadblocks to make that happen. And then finally, the whole differentiation side of things, companies are looking for AI to differentiate themselves and to roll out more models on the edge devices. And sometimes they're having challenges just to run one model. And that's where Deep Light comes in. So we're basically breaking down the challenge of going from the left-hand side here, where you've got the compute power, and trying to run these on these edge devices, which are low power, often low cost. So our mission is basically to use our AI algorithms that we built from a software package perspective to make other AI smaller, faster, more energy efficient. And because we're focused on these computer vision, machine vision models, we're quite broad scale. So if you think about medical devices, consumer electronics, autonomous vehicles, robotics, manufacturing, IoT devices, we basically are quite broad, because computer vision models are trying to be run at these edge devices across the board. And what we've built to address these challenges is the first release of our software is focused really around the model optimization, the model architecture. So we will take a trained deep learning model, whether it's a PyTorch TensorFlow model, and we'll run it through our software, optimize it so that it can then run on these different devices. So if you think about object detection, facial recognition, gesture control, all these types of models that are running or want to be run in these different devices, we're optimizing those so we can make that happen. But what we do within our software as well is you can specify the acceptable accuracy loss. Typically, we can improve accuracy, believe it or not, as well, but you can actually specify that. So whilst we're producing this optimized model, you can also protect that accuracy as well. And one thing to add as well is there's a big concern around data privacy, security. Our software is also deployed on premise. So it really becomes part of a data scientist or AI engineer's software development toolkit. And just a quick example, I know it's been mentioned in some of the other presentations. I picked up on the one by Toshiba in particular, around smart manufacturing. So where you have a camera that's doing visual inspection or fault detection on manufacturing, whatever the material is that's going through the manufacturing plant, you want to identify that fault quickly. And companies, again, are having challenges with the size of the models to do that. So we worked on a project where we had to get the model size down from 12.8 megabytes to fit within 256 kilobytes. And we did that with our software. And we could only afford a 2% degradation on the accuracy. And you can see on the far right, we stayed within that accuracy as well. And I won't go into all the details here, but this is just a sample of some of the use cases we've worked on. Typically at the moment, image classification, but we've worked on object detection as well. And you can see some of the results we've achieved from an improvement perspective and with minimal accuracy drop as well. And we've had a lot of customer interest and engagement. We have paying customers today. Because of confidentiality, I can't say who, but you can see from the brands here and sort of which verticals we've had a lot of interest with. We're working on in excess of 5 pilot projects today as well with our software, because again, this is a fundamental issue that companies are needing to resolve. And we've also built up a lot of intelligence from a semiconductor perspective as well. So we're working with a handful of companies in that area. So we're experts on the hardware we're trying to optimize the model for as well. So our ask is a few things, but basically, we're looking for customer opportunities to prove ourselves in the Japanese market. And to do that via, pilot projects. We want to get our software in the hands of customers as quickly as possible to prove our value and to generate value for our customers as well. And we're looking for 1 or 2 key partnerships to, expand our reach in Japan as well. We know that that's super important. and to do that from a technology collaboration as well. And next year we'll be most likely looking to raise a Series A, so we're also very interested in potential investors as well. So arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present. My contact details are there, and just a special thanks to ATR and Kehana Research Complex, NRC IRAP, and of course the Canadian Trade Commission and JETRO for all your support and giving us this opportunity as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Arigato. Okay, next, we welcome Novak Technologies. Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is Surush with Novark Technologies. We are based out of Vancouver. It's 7 p.m. here, so if you hear my son making some noise, please accept my apology. We're based out of Vancouver, BC. As I mentioned, our business is robotic welding. We have developed the world's first collaborative welding robot called SWR. We're going to talk about it today. Company is about 7 years old, although the project and the product has been in development for more than 10 years. Currently, we're about 21 employees. Again, expanding. We have this product is patented, and we have 3 more patents pending in different regions of the world. Last year, we closed at $3.5 million revenue. This year, we're going to be close to $5 million, most likely. Until beginning of this year, we had 20, and by end of this year, we're going to have probably 10 more customers, so a total of 30 of these machines out in different regions of the world, Canada, US, Germany, China, as well as Middle East, Dubai. We have a great partnership with existing giants in the welding industry, including companies such as Abacore Binzel, our supplier / distributor, Lincoln Electric out of US, Miller Electric, Fronius, as well as a few other welding brands that might be recognized here. And we do research with German partners, Fraunhofer Institute, to develop the next generation of our robots. So what is the problem we're trying to solve? The problem is that pipe welding, for the most part, is being done manually. These are process pipes that are used in a variety of different industries, from shipbuilding to pipes that go inside buildings, into plants, nuclear, water, wastewater plants, as well as oil and gas, of course, whether it's offshore plants. These pipes, for the most part, from 2 inches to 6 inches, are welded by hand. And the problem there is that they require highly skilled welders that typically go through more than 10 years of education and training to be able to weld pipes that can withstand the pressure requirements of ASME B31.9 and B31.3. The biggest challenge worldwide is a shortage of highly qualified welders. There's not enough of them going around. In the US, for example, 400,000 welders missing by 2025. This was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, it's going to probably getting worse, as there's less incentive for new generation of millennials to go into welding. There's an aging population of welders worldwide. Average age of welders is 55 years old. So this problem is only getting worse with time. In addition to, of course, the fact that pipe welding with hand is limited in terms of productivity. So some of the trends we've seen, as earlier was mentioned, actually we've seen an uptick in our robots more than what we've ever seen before. But with that, of course, comes the challenge of installation and training, which we have been now doing remotely through our partners, Abacore Binzel. We can install machines, train operators, and support customers. As well as we have also reviewed our suppliers, many of them out of Japan, actually, for our automation parts, such as Omron or Keyence, to make sure they can help us during these tough times, and our customers. So our solution, the collaborative welding robot, SWR, actually requires a junior welder who doesn't need to have the highly skilled talent and experience of the existing pipe welders to do as much as 2 to 3 of those skilled welders. So we increase the productivity, we lower the cost per joint, and we improve the weld quality. So depending on the process that the customer is currently using, these numbers could change. As you can see, you see a picture of it. 2 things to note there is a very small footprint and a long reach of 15 feet, or about on my head, sorry, 15 feet, it would allow customers to weld pipes that are 30 feet long. And then there's a collaborative robot at the end, which doesn't require any fencing around it. So our core technology and IP is in development of cobots, of course, a special know-how that we have built into the safety system. The product has a very small footprint, only 1.2 by 1.2 meters, make it accessible to implement anywhere almost. The most exciting part of our work is upcoming, which makes a robot more autonomous using AI-based vision system NavEye. Our current status is level 3, which is conditional automation. So we're planning to do root gap measurement, tag detection, and seam tracking using vision and weld data. And the next generation of it will be detecting defects in the weld. And this could be a standalone product as well. So what we're looking for today is R&D alliance with major Japanese companies in robotic welding, as well as vision systems. We're looking for strategic investors in robotic welding, pipe manufacturing, distribution, or equipment manufacturing, and of course, sales alliance, looking for companies that can help us introduce product into the Japanese market. And that's all. Thank you very much. Arigato.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have 2 more companies. Okay, Blue Ink, are you ready? Blue Ink. Stefan?
Yes, just one sec. I need to do a screen share properly here and give you my computer sound this time.
Take your time. Okay, it's coming.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nice to be here this morning in Japan and tonight in Ottawa. I very much appreciated hearing about TOA, TIS, Daiwa, and Toshiba and Kyocera requirements, and very interesting companies all. So I'm going to tell you about Blue Ink and our online identity verification and digital identity solutions from your smartphone. And truly, this is to secure your digital life. So a bit about Blue Ink. My team, my CTO and I have over 20 years experience in identity and access management and cybersecurity. We have done co-developments with Fujitsu Labs of America, integrating a FIDO U2F security protocol into Fujitsu's smartphones. And in the context of a global pandemic today, we support remote identification, work from home, identity solutions, and contact-free identity applications. So let's think about trends in the industry. Internet connectivity is approaching 100%. Japan's a little ahead of Canada at 94% versus 91% in Canada. Cashless payments or mobile payments is very big in Canada, somewhat lagging in Japan, and perhaps a secure digital identity could help accelerate that acceptance in the Japanese market. Lastly, we all talk about digital transformation, and indeed 90% of companies have plans, but only 44% have actually adopted those plans. And then your customers expect a new digital experience. They expect a mobile-first, user-friendly UI UX. Password-free logins is the future. No more password hacks and phishing attacks. If you want someone to join your bank or your organization, they want a friction-free onboarding. And lastly, people expect an omni-channel use case. A digital identity should be able to be used online or face-to-face or on mobile applications. So our solution, eID.me, is remote identity verification and KYC, or Know Your Customer onboarding in the banking sector, after which we'll generate a digital wallet on your phone that can carry a mobile driver's license, a mobile health card, and even an e-passport. And then I can use my phone to log into sites and provide identity information to new companies I want to join. So it's fast, it's convenient, it's private, it's secure, and it reduces fraud in the digital context. Let's look at how it works.
Users take a selfie with liveness check to reduce identity fraud, scan the front and back of their driver's license and other ID cards, scan their passport's information page, and scan their passport chip with active validation, which reduces identity fraud. Submit for identity verification. The eIDMe registration server verifies the user's identity by comparing identity information between ID documents, comparing the selfie with ID photos using facial recognition, and comparing the address on the ID with the smartphone's geolocation, and provides real-time results. After users verify their identity, they receive a digital ID with their ID information secured offline on their smartphone. After registration, all information is deleted from the registration server. You can integrate this identity verification directly into Solutions' onboarding process. Or you can join the eIDMe platform as a relying party and let users share verified ID information with your organization from their eIDMe app. Verify the identity of your customers easily and securely with eIDMe today.
So what are our differentiators versus competitors in the market? Well, fast identity verification, less than 2 minutes, you can have a digital identity. Better security and flexibility with a decentralized identity solution. We are standards-based, so we are complying with ISO mobile driver's license standards, ICAO or International Civil Aviation Authority, e-passport standards. This is an X509 identity certificate, and you can receive these credentials from a standard SAML or OpenID Connect Federation protocol. The use cases are vast. Legal, finance, government, healthcare, e-commerce, even the sharing and gig economy need to know who their customers are and who their employees are. And so truly, if you think about where you could use these in your business, there are probably applications that apply. A potential use case we'd love to explore with Japanese companies is an eID Olympic passport for athletes, for volunteers, for organizers, allowing contact-free digital identity and registration for attendance. You should not be passing identity documents amongst each other in a COVID environment. So limit the contact, streamline check-in, and even use contact tracing to know who was at an event. Lastly, you can use self or remote registration from the mobile phone to register for events. So our ask is we're seeking a technical development partner for Blue Ink technologies and solutions that could be used in your markets. And I heard today a lot about digital identity for messaging, getting the right message to the right person with TOA, or Daiwa House, knowing who is applying for an apartment. Those are applications we support here in Canada. And Toshiba secure print applications are something we've been involved with. So we would love to hear from Japanese corporations looking to incorporate digital identity into securing the digital life of Japanese citizens as we're doing here in Canada. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. The last one. Sortier. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to share my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, it's coming. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you for attending this presentation. We're here today to introduce our technology called iHear. Just some background statistics for you. Currently, every year in the US alone, there are about 4,500 ambulance collisions, 27,000 police crashes, and 32,000 fire truck accidents, many of which occur because people just simply don't hear the approach of an oncoming emergency vehicle. And our solution is, what if your car could hear? Introducing iHear. iHear is automotive technology designed to hear a siren long before you do inside a cabin of a car. And we have a little demonstration video to show you here today.
What if your car could hear? Introducing iHear, providing automatic detection and directional identification of approaching emergency vehicles, allowing you to properly focus on driving while safely yielding to the path of an emergency vehicle. This safety innovation provides a whole new layer of automotive sensory perception and reduces sole reliance on manual awareness. iHear is always perceptive, even when you're not. With our focus on improving automotive safety through development of smart sensory safety systems, Saltair envisions an accident-free future where collisions are a thing of the past.
Some of our product features include provides emergency vehicle detection, direction and identification. Is designed with automotive grade components, can be programmed to detect any siren globally, integrates into an existing HMI system and is CAN bus ready. All executables are performed directly on the vehicle. The system works on low data with minimal processing. We do have demonstratable systems ready for installations, and the technology is patented. Can also be used for the detection of other sounds in addition to sirens. Some technical details: we employ a proprietary method of pattern recognition for global siren detection. We've encoded correction for Doppler and multipath propagation. It uses predictive algorithms for siren detection and direction triangulation. We utilize weatherproof sensors and automotive grade componentry. Detection is achieved in milliseconds, up to 200 meters away and beyond. Technology uses low-cost hardware with a view to mass production. Low data usage, about 32 bytes per second per sensor, and it's a simplistic, minimal design without complex cloud-based neural networks, and it's been extensively tested. A little bit of our timeline. We began work in 2017 after receiving interest from a major tier 1 automotive supplier. Introduced to the world at CES in 2018. We worked with BlackBerry QNX in the LSpark Autonomous Vehicle Accelerator Program, made our first pilot project in 2018 as well, and again on a vehicle installed at CES 2019, which resulted in interest from a major Asian automotive OEM, which we started working with in late 2019 and into 2020. We have received a patent on the technology, and a secondary patent is awaiting approval. Our ask is to work with an automotive OEM or tier 1 supplier to further the integration of our technology on existing and future vehicles while expanding detection capabilities. Our contact information, we're located in Edmonton, Alberta, and my phone number and email contact information is shown. I will also post that on the chat button. Hopefully coming soon to a vehicle near you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, we will have a question from the audience. So to Blue Ink, yeah, the question is, who are your competitors in the world? Do you have an IP? Yeah, please answer.
So I would say the world is a big place, and we don't know every competitor out there. The one we do know of would be Thales Gemalto. who is a big company out there. Possibly another company called Idemia. But we do have 4 patents currently issued and another 5 in process. If a Japanese partner was interested, we could certainly also apply for those patents in Japan or globally. We typically focus on the US and Canadian market for our patents. Those are the main competitors we know of, and we think we compare very well to what they do.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Does anybody have a question? If we have, please raise your hand on the Zoom quickly. Okay. Okay, no question. So if the audience want to contact the Canadian SMEs, please contact ATR first. We will connect you. Okay, we are finishing this webinar. The series of events will continue. So next Monday, webinar to pitch Hong Kong startups will be held. And also on the July 29th, it is the finale of the series. And also the finale is opening of KGAP plus a regular program. We will invite 2 Canadian SMEs from the 7 SMEs they are pitching today. Yeah, anyone can join the other audience. So please register. A link to the registration will be shown in the thank you mail you will receive shortly. Yeah, thank you very much joining us today. Have a good evening to Canada and have a good day to Japan. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for putting this on, everyone. It was great, great event.
Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Thanks, ATR.
Thanks, Hall.
Great job.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senji.
Bye-bye. Habe, thank you. Keep, yeah, please keep the line, Habe.
Yes.
Okay.